Welcome back, everybody. I'm John Stiles from Bridge Realty, and I'm here with John and Talisa from HYR Building LLC. We're here answering the question of, is an ADU right for you? So far, we have defined what an ADU is, what an ADU is used for, and in this video, we're going to define the design, permitting, and construction process. So why don't we start off with the design process? Why don't you get us started?
Yes, so the design process, we basically walk you through step by step from the concept all the way through construction. And so in the state of Minnesota, you are not required to work with an architect if you're building anything between 1 to 4 units. And as John and I do not have a license, we are specialized in ADUs and properties that don't exceed 1 to 4 units and that are wood frame construction primarily.
Right.
So we help clients by consulting, and we provide a zoning analysis feasibility study up front, and then that takes you into the permitting process.
Okay. And what are some of the considerations when it comes to design that people should keep in mind?
Yes, it's very important that they understand their limitations of their lot. So we ask them first off, what is their budget? And that's very important to know. And then we work with their existing property to make sure that it's feasible, or with the existing lot to make sure that the minimums are correct and the site will be ready to go once we design their project.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, so let's move on to the permitting process. What do people need to know about this?
Yeah, once the design is set, the construction documents are drawn up, we submit the project to the City of Minneapolis. This is for an ADU in the form of an acceptance letter from the city stating that the ADU is feasible. Then the project is submitted. This normally takes about 1 to 5 weeks for them to turn it around depending on their workload. And once we have their response back, which is normally consists of a few comments and corrections, we do those corrections, resubmit it to the city, and this again is about a 1 to 5 week process. At that point, the permit will be issued and the owner will be required to pay the permit fees. The advantage of doing an accessory dwelling unit is that the SAC fees, which are the sewer access charge, and park dedication fees are waived.
Okay, yeah, I can see how that would be a really big benefit to choosing an ADU versus just an additional unit. So about how much do those typically run?
In the City of Minneapolis, the permit fees are based on the valuation of construction. So for example, if the construction were to cost, give or take, $100,000, the SAC fees would be, relatively speaking, around $2,500 to $3,000 that you're saving.
Very nice. Well, let's move on to the construction process. What are some things to keep in mind in this?
Yeah, once the permit has been issued and you have it in hand, it's now time to select a contractor, or you can go the route of owner-builder. Let's start with the contractor. You're going to want to look for a variety of elements that the contractor is bringing to the table and their knowledge base. Number one, we always want to make sure that you're hiring a licensed contractor in the state of Minnesota. The elements we're looking at then are, if the unit is detached, does the contractor have experience doing new construction? They're going to be dealing with footings, they're going to be dealing with weather conditions that a remodeler would not typically have. However, if you're doing a unit that is internal in the basement or the attic, now you're looking for a contractor that does have that remodeling expertise, but at the same time really understands best practice for water management in a basement, normally water intrusion, how to insulate a basement properly with that water intrusion, and also soundproofing and fireproofing. And this also goes for the attic, where these conditions are very similar.
Yeah, to add to John's point, we like to ensure that the contractor also knows how to read our plans, knows how to call for inspections and walk the field with the inspector and identify the issues and be able to repair them quickly as well.
And it's always important to remember that the lowest bid is not always the best bid. We want to use the value procurement method, which compares the values that you are receiving for that bid amount.
Okay, yeah, I can see how that's really important. Obviously, this is an investment into your property, and you don't want to get to the end of it and realize that you picked the wrong contractor and they didn't know what they are doing, and you might have to redo things
Right.
if they didn't do it correctly. So definitely want to work with a competent and experienced contractor. Would it be safe to say that you have some referrals to people that are experienced in this area?
Yes, we do. So we have a list of general contractors, and if you are going the route of the owner-builder, which is legal, you can also choose to subcontract directly. So we also have a list of subcontractors that we use frequently, and we are available throughout the entire construction process to assist you with making sure that quality is on par and any other concerns or questions you might have during the process.
Okay, so once you've selected your contractor, how long do you expect a project like this to take?
Yes, so it depends if it's an internal addition or if it's detached, it will take a little bit longer. So a detached unit might take anywhere from 9 months to a year versus an internal conversion might take anywhere from 3 months to 6 months. And the construction costs will greatly vary depending on which route you go. And John can maybe touch it a little bit about that.
You really want to pay attention to when you are starting the construction. If you are looking at doing it in the winter, we would not suggest that if it's a detached unit. The costs will be substantially more. You now have to ground thaw if you're doing foundations. You're looking at limited site accessibility if there's a large snowfall. Labor and material rates will go up. We would suggest starting in the spring or summer where you have, yes, unforeseen conditions of rain, but the costs will be much more mitigated and controllable. However, if you're doing an interior remodel of the basement or the attic, it's okay to start in the winter, but you also have to consider site accessibility.
Okay, perfect. And we did cover kind of the time frame to get the permitting approved, which was roughly maybe 10 weeks with the both reviews. And then prior to that step, how long is the design process?
The design process can range anywhere from a week to months. It really depends on the client. Sometimes we have clients that go back and forth 25 times versus they know what they want. They've already brought us a design, and so we're literally just kind of drafting and editing what they've created. And so we can work as fast as the client needs, or we can take our time and really discuss the project thoroughly for months if they'd like.
Okay, at this point, you may have several questions that have come to mind. So in the next video, we're going to cover several frequently asked questions and give you the answers so that you can truly decide if an ADU is right for you. So be sure to check out the next video. We'll see you there.